Okay, we're recording. Welcome to our Thursday night call. I'm super excited. Guys, I am having so much fun lately just teaching people how to be better at this business. And Lisa and I have learned so much. I don't know if you guys had a look at my Facebook post from the other. I know Chris and Wendy and some other people did. And really, guys, the things that have happened since a shift happened for me in Indiana at the Elite Academy in what's up, George?
Hey.
What's up? So
driving, of course.
All right, I'm gonna mute everybody. Hold on a second, then you guys can unmute in a minute. If you need to, Chris, you can unmute in a minute. I'll unmute Chris. So Chris and I have been working on a lot of stuff that's been happening. Hey, what's up, Penny? I know you're there. She's not laughing. So Chris and I have been working on a lot of things we've been doing together, and just since Indy, things have really taken off. You know, I said to Lisa a couple weeks ago, and she's actually right there, that I can feel momentum being. We watched Steve Jobs' movie last year, and I said, you know what, we're going to get to experience this eventually with LifeVantage. And then the freaking hair stuff came out, and my hairdresser said to me, like, oh my God, it really does work. And I was like, you mean the pictures weren't enough? Like, and for those that, I want to start this off, and then I'm going to bring it over to Chris, and we're going to share some little stuff. I'm going to share some stuff about building depth tonight that I want you guys, and then I'm going to go over a challenge that we're going to do. So I pray that, hey there, Paulette. And it's really cool. I got a text message from Paulette today that said, I think, I'll just share this with you since she just came on, that I think yes, I am. So, you know, her son Ryan has now been cancer-free 5 years in March, and he had stage 4 cancer before our products came into his life, and it was a second bout, I believe. And so you guys have not only have been able to continue to scale our products. You know, let me encourage you guys on this, and then I'm going to turn it over to Chris. My hairdresser, okay, carpal tunnel in both hands. Wouldn't that get you to want to tell people about it? Like, you are cut hair, and if you don't have your hands. So then her dad was in the hospital for 3 months. I give him our products. He gets out of the hospital. Doctor's like, I don't know what to say. Like, and then they say, oh, you probably shouldn't give him that after that. So no matter what pushback you guys get, this is happening with or without us. There's going to be opposition come in. You guys know that there's things out there. Hey, Jen, smile. There you go. So there's things out there that are happening that, you know, momentum is building. People are doing their business. I'm going to show you a couple things tonight that we're doing that I think that if you're not doing, you have to start doing them. And Dr. John and I had lunch today, and he couldn't believe some of the things we're doing. And I sat down with him and showed him. I'm going to show you guys some of that stuff tonight. But I want to bring Chris on, and I'm going to have him start his video here. But I want Chris to tell you a little bit about, I was showing these just a second ago, and we're going to get into some more of this as the weeks go on our calls and stuff. We're going to show you some more stuff and kind of introduce you guys some stuff. This is a new, it's, to me, I don't know about you guys, but it's really flipping cool that you can open up this thing and envelope, and you've got all of the Axio already in there. And so the reason I wanted Chris to kind of talk about it is because he's had some good results with it. And we know that it's going to come available in the app too, where we won't have to put a stamp on it or hand it to somebody or whatever. It's going to be able to just be shipped out from the company. Lisa and I are part of the trial of that, which is amazing. And that's kind of the shift I talked about earlier. Chris and I talked about it yesterday. Ever since Indianapolis, we saw a shift in people coming back to getting active. And, you know, I was actually messaging back and forth with Fry today, and Lisa and I have his tear-off sheet coming that we really, Chris and I friggin' love, and we're gonna download it and print it off and make it so that you guys have access to it. But I wanted Chris just to share a little bit about some of the results he's got with doing it, so that you guys can kind of see that, and you can get some of these. I'm going to hopefully get some more when we are in Utah at the Building Depth event in December. And if those of you who want to go still, guys, make some plans to go. I finalized my flights and my hotel today. I think George is going with me. There's a bunch of other guys on here that are going with me. I think Linda and Paulette are talking about going. So, and Dr. Jen. So there's a lot of people that are going to go out, and we're going to get a whole bunch of stuff. Then we're going to come back and share it with you guys. But if you can go, go. So, Chris, why don't you take it over and just talk a little bit about some things you've been doing, what's been working, and I'm excited to hear from you, brother. Take it away.
Hey, thanks a lot, Mike. Hey, Lisa, how you doing?
Good.
Now you guys got me speaking like Mike Weingarten. You know, how you doing? All this.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
There he is. So we, I really like that Axio brochure because it's great. It's a great explanation. It's a great tool. And if you guys want to practice sending Axio samples to somebody, I'll give you my address after this call.
Yeah. You want me to put your name and address on the back of this, Chris?
Yeah. Just in case you need practice pushing it through the mail. You
Okay.
know, we don't use the mailboxes too often anymore.
Nope.
But it is great. So I had a PC come through that little pill post, and she obviously was really excited about the Protandem, and she shared the Protandem and said, "I think this is going to work for me. I've been trying a whole lot of things. You know, everybody, I'll keep you posted." And then a lot of people asked her about what it was, and then somebody posted on there about Axio, and I was kind of shocked because I know in that area where I grew up, not a lot of people know about this or know about the Axio. So I commented about the Axio. She messaged me and says, "Hey, I would love to try some of that Axio." And it just so happened to happen right after the Building Depth event while we were in Salt Lake City, where I could purchase those sample brochures. So I loaded it up. I even put in some extra ones. Yep. So I loaded up with some extra ones. She was more wanting the decaf. And the red raspberry, she's a big raspberry fan, but I sent some of the caffeinated there too and told her to try them both. And she absolutely loved them. Well, she got them right before a girl's weekend out. And she's like, "Well, I'll take the caffeinated one because it'll get me through the night and let's see how this works." And one of her friends said, "Well, let me try some of that." Well, she tried it. Now she wanted the link. So just sending the samples out to her ended up getting me 2 PCs. Well, it actually increased the order of my 1 PC and now got me another PC. So now the other PC is starting to talk about, you know, what the Protandem does, and she shared the link with her. So now she's probably going to buy the Protandem and the Axio. So boom, there we go. We went from nothing to almost $200.
From zero to
from 0 to 200. Just some examples.
Not to mention, you can take it to the next level. Are you talking about it? You get paid for it as well as me.
Correct. And you know, I think what she's doing is she is kind of putting out feelers. Hey, try this, check this. This is working for me. Okay, now you had 14 people that commented about the Protandem. You already know that everyone likes the Axio. You're getting a feel from it. You say it tastes great. You get the feel. So they're feeling that. That's a huge plus.
That's what
that's what Chris said. One of the things Chris and I talked about the last couple of weeks is that we should really, every time we sign up a customer, if it's somebody who's just taken Protandem or probiotics, we should give them one of these and invest in that. Because guess what, Chris? What are they going to do?
They're going to buy it.
They're going to feel something too, right?
Yep, exactly.
They're going to feel something. So they'll know that, and you guys know, we don't take Protandem to feel something. But if we give them Axio, 3 Axio samples, they're going to feel something. They're going to want to take it. Lisa and I were just looking through our back office, and we have hundreds and hundreds of customers that have only taken the product for 2 months. Now, Lisa and I have close to 90 some that have been on it for 6 or 7 years. Well, why do you think that is? Because we educated them. We let them know why they were taking it. We gave them samples of Axio. We got them to events and to meetings so they could be around other people and know the long-term effects of it. So that's why I want you guys to hear from Chris just a little bit. Chris, thanks for sharing.
Hey, no problem. One
so,
other thing, Mike, is this.
Go ahead.
With every customer I get, I'm just gonna that doesn't purchase the Axio, I'm just gonna give 3 or 4 of those Axios away as a gift from now on. I mean,
Perfect.
it would be stupid not to. I mean, we're getting already, if somebody orders a Vitality Stack, you're getting almost what, $60 some back. You can take that money, invest it back into some Axio and send it out.
It's got everything you need on here, guys. It's got testimonies from real people on the front of it. It tells you all the ingredients and what all of the ingredients do on this side. And then over here, it tells you what you're going to get from the ingredients. So, you know, that's a big thing, guys. So thank you again, Chris. Thanks for sharing. I'm going to go right into something that Chris and I have also been using that I want to share with you guys. And I want to tell you why this is such a big deal. And so I'm hoping that I can find, see, it's hard, a little harder when you're on your phone, I mean, on your laptop to share this. I wanted to share this, but one of the things that I want you guys to use, and let me share this with you guys and share my screen, is that you guys know that the fortune is in the follow-up, okay? You guys know that the fortune is in the follow-up, right? So the key thing is that you're constantly putting people in groups, okay? And so what happens here is let me go over here and I'll just show you guys kind of what some of these are like. And so you can allow yourself, like, here is a group message of a person that came to a meeting last Tuesday. And this is, Dr. John and I talked about this. He's like, Mike, this is brilliant. Dr. Jen and I and Chris and my wife, probably you can't see them on here because on your phone, you can categorize it as groups. And I haven't trying to figure out how to do that on the computer part because there's nowhere for groups. It just tells you all of your group messages. But I have tons of them with our new distributor, Kimberly. Right, and you can type in the name of the person up here, and it'll show you all the chats you have with them. So, but on your phone, it will go in, and when you do it, and I'll just show you guys real quick. The way you do it on your phone when you go to the Messenger group is you go to the app that says, hold on, somebody. Guys, if you can wait to chat to the end, if you want to say something, oh yeah, Dr. John is on, yes. If you want to look at these, so you're going to go to groups on text, and you guys can see these are all group text messages. You can see Dr. Jen has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She has 6 or 7, I think there's more, group messages that she's done a 3-way phone call, okay? And then she's put that person in a group messenger with the person that did the 3-way phone call. Or if she meets with them in person, like Lisa and I went to her office, met with all these people, introduced, and you know what? Jen doesn't have to resolve all the concerns. We get to resolve the concerns. Chris gets to resolve the concerns with her. And so now she has massive action in her business where before she was having to be the message because she felt like as a doctor, she needed to be the message. We met with her at her house for about an hour and a half and we showed her this. And now as we've showed her this, and there's Kimberly, she's been doing it also. We showed Kimberly how to do this. And so we take these people that we share with, and I just did this with Michael Fleiner today, showed him how to do it. We take them and we put them into these groups. Like, for instance, when I first introduced this to Kimberly, who's a lawyer, I introduced her to Lauren Hanna, who is a lawyer out in California, Pro 6. Now, Kimberly and Lauren are creating a relationship. When she has questions and I'm not available, she can go to Lauren and she can go to Brandon. I made one with her and Brandon. I made one with Debbie Krall. Debbie just did a 3-way phone call. Debbie was in Lexington. They couldn't hook up. So she's like, hey, can you do a 3-way phone call for me? She said, great. Then Kimberly came back to me and said, this is great. I don't have to be the messenger. I'm just the person who brings the message, and then somebody else answers the questions. And guys, that's it, Dr. Tinas. There's probably 6 or 7 doctors on here right now. And so what that makes this good for is follow-up. Remember, the 80% of you will never follow up with somebody more than one time. And 5 follow-ups is when 78% to 82% of your signups will come. So why are only 20% of people successful with this business? Because they don't follow up. So if you guys think about that and you begin to follow up with people, you're going to see how beneficial that is to make that. And like Jen said, she said in the text that, going and sitting with her and sitting down and walking her through this. Guys, when this LV coaching thing is done, which is the same way that we got the Axio things that Fry made, guys, LV coaching, you'll be able to do all of this in one spot. If you have a question about how to navigate your back office, there'll be a video. If you want to know where the library is and what's in the library, there'll be a video. If you want to know how to sign up a customer, there'll be a video. So all of that stuff, all of your personal development for $29, guys. Dr. John even said to me today, Mike, I have to do this. I believe that and here's what John said. He said, I have systems in everything that I do, and except this, and this is the one that I need the systems in the most to go the farthest, because when I have a chiropractic client or a stem cell client, they're in and never come back, or maybe they're there for 3 months, and then here I can build a legacy and a long-term relationship with people if I just educate them and teach them to follow systems. So if you guys will do this for your follow-up, and then let's say Jen, I use Dr. Jen for one of my customers or one of my distributors. Like, let's just use Kimberly, for instance, and she does the 3-way phone call. I'm going to go and make a group message with Jen, Kim, and myself. And I'm going to say, Jen, thanks for, doing the 3-way phone call and educating Kimberly today. I made us a group chat here. So if there's any more questions, or if you've got something you want to share with Kimberly, we can all do that together to help her get the information that she wants to get. And people are eating this up, guys. We have massive action with this. If you guys will just do this, your business is going to grow. And the challenge that I'm going to challenge you guys to do today will make all of this that much easier. Do you want to share anything?
I was just going to say, by putting it in like a messenger group, a 3-way texting group, it takes the pressure off of people too. It takes the pressure off of you as the person, the distributor, who is, sharing the information, yet wanting to do it, quote, the right way, not wanting to be, answering all of the other person's questions. Can we? Absolutely. Should we? Not usually. No. Very, very rare should we be the ones answering all of their questions and that. So that way they'll type up the question, that third party, the validator, the expert that we've used, can then answer those questions. And if there's something in another detail, we could always add another person into that group as well. Yeah.
And these happen all the time. Like this was one of our friends, Rudy, who's a distributor in our cross line in Texas. She had talked to this doctor, and the doctor wasn't kind of understanding. And Chris just said it. Prospects' response is higher, exactly. And they very rarely not show up for a call.
Exactly, and you can do so non-threatening.
Yeah, and after you do that, you can, even if you set up a 3-way phone call, you can do that 3-way phone call right in this group. Yep. Chris, one of the ones on here is with his new distributor that is just about to go in Thailand. And he had Pro 9, Amy Homewood did the call, and they did it right here in this group. Okay? Guys, you have all the tools you need to be successful. Okay? And so let me talk about this challenge that we're going to do. Okay? I know we're 20 minutes in. I'm doing really good with time. But I want you guys to understand that here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a 30-day challenge. Okay? From now until the 10th of next month. So right after Building Depth, right? So, and here's what I want to tell you guys. The Building Depth event, you can fly American Airlines right into St. George. You can stay at the Hyatt Place. It's really cheap and inexpensive. It's like $80 or something, right?
Yeah.
$80 a night. The flight was like 300 and some bucks. It's really not that expensive. And you will learn how to do this stuff. You'll learn LB coaching. There was 400 some people at this event in St. George the last time. And guys, let me tell you how serious I am about it. And I'm just going to be real and frank. We spent $15,000 on our mastermind, and it only meets twice a year. And then you get Big Thrive. But you pay for 2 meetings a year. That's $7,500. And I'm not going to this one because I'm going to Building Depth for you guys. Not for me, not for her, because we don't have to go. I'm going because I want you guys to be able to move. That's why I said my goal is I want 50 to 75 people on these calls. The Building Depth call, and it's my fault, I should have shared this with you guys, every other Tuesday night. I know it's late. For some of you it's not because you're on a different time zone. But the Building Depth call is dynamic. It is at 11 o'clock. Lisa and I wanted to go to bed at 9 o'clock the other night. We stayed up till 11. We took a little 45-minute nap, which if you're going to take a nap and you saw Michael Breeze, you should only take it for 45 minutes. And then we watched the call and went to bed after that. It was great. Even me and her as a Pro 7, we're learning and we're growing because we're getting back to what got us to this spot in the first place.
It's helping us, or at least it's helping me, to be able to help the new distributor easier and more effectively, more efficient.
And guys, we're looking for the 20. Chris and I talked about it. We're looking for the 20%ers. This allows the 20%ers to have simplicity. Sherry Hollenbeck did the presentation in like 8 minutes the other night. And Chris and I laughed because there's really nobody that talks faster than her than in LifeVantage than maybe Skip Campbell. I don't know. We got
You
talk
pretty quick.
Yeah, but not as fast as Sherry. Sherry's a notch up. If I'm an 8, Sherry's a 10. So, but let me go over this challenge that we're going to do real quick. And if you guys are taking notes, I want you to take notes on this because this is what we're going to do. We are going to do a Go for No 30-day challenge. Okay. And I'm just going to go over this with you. And so basically, here's how it works. It says, well, in some ways it works any way you want it to. After all, it's your challenge. It says, you thought we were challenging you? Nope. This is about you challenging yourself to reach new levels of performance, perhaps to get zone, which I believe this will do significantly. And I'm just going to tell you what Chris did it, and he got some actually good feedback from it and put a couple people into from not interested into eventually looking at even the product as a customer. A couple wealthy people had kind of everything they thought together. But guys, those are the people that need this more than anybody because they could lose it all in a second, right? So this does not mean there isn't structure to this challenge. There is. So we hope that you know that because this challenge starts tonight, okay, that you will be ready for it and then you'll embrace it. And guys, this is really, anybody that's busy can do this. This is all part of our system. And I like this. It says the first step is to write down write your more empowering definition of failure and write it. And I'm going to post this so you guys have it. I'm going to post it in the chat so that you guys have it. I'm going to post it right now in the chat as soon as I find it. There it is. And look, already a couple people are saying that they're ready. So it says if you've completed the assignments in the Go for No training program, you're already created one. So that's why I wanted you guys to have this printed off and create it. Okay. I've done it before and it's freaking awesome. And we're going to do it with you guys. Okay. So, I like a little competition.
I love competition.
Okay. Number 2, I want you guys to write down what your failure is, and I want you guys to see it visual. So print this off and visually look at it, okay? Number 2, determine your mechanism for counting and recording your no's you hear. Next, you must determine how you will measure, monitor, and record your no's you hear. from our perspective, it doesn't matter what you use to count and record your nose. It only matters that you have some form of mechanism in place. I'll tell you, one of the things I like the most is when you take just a good old, I have one here, a good old notebook, okay? And LifeVantage gave us one at convention. If you didn't use all of it, you can still use it. You can buy one for like $1 at the dollar store. And then just write down and go back through it. This will be great for follow-up, guys. It says the reason is twofold. One, to know how many no's you're hearing so you have a baseline from which to challenge yourself. Two, the mechanism itself will serve as a reminder to challenge you, okay? I'll tell you this, the tear-off sheets will make it easy for you, okay? Even if you don't use the tear-off sheets, use the notepad so that you can go over and know who you're getting no's from, okay? And I'm going to give a prize to the person a couple prizes to people who really follow this out. And don't forget, if you haven't joined our Facebook group on LifeVantage Freedom Fighters, we have a challenge going on right now where we're giving away money and prizes and stuff. Guys, people are already qualifying for the Ireland trip, just so you know, okay? So, number 3, focus on the quantity. Focus on the quantity of no's you'll be hearing, not the quality. Yeah, I love that. As we stress, go for no. It's not the quality of your presentations doesn't matter, okay? But it's that you're active, right? Our focus is on the quality of no's you obtain, because when everything comes out in the wash, quantity trumps quality. You know, I never believed in this, and I still don't, but the concept of it I get, is you're better to fail and get a no than to not share it with anybody. Because minimal percentage of people, gosh, it's amazing how many people don't know about this. But then it's also like I shared with Jen. You know, we were standing in her office and a friend of hers, I think her name was Dr. Monroe, she looked at my shirt and she said, LifeVantage. And she said, Jen, you're in LifeVantage. And basically, you know, how come you didn't tell me about it? I would have signed up with you. So your friends are going to start signing up with other people if you don't share with them. Or they're going to come and share this with you. Okay? So number 4 is think.
Oh my gosh, that just reminded me. I was on the phone today talking to somebody about the flights. When I was booking the flights, I was having problems online booking his flight. And she said, you know, what are you going for? Blah, blah, blah. I talked about it. And I said something about Pro Tandem. She's like, yeah, I'm familiar with that. I'm like, you are? She was on it, but then she quit. So I encouraged her to contact that person and kind of educate her.
And if the person is not involved, to call us back. Because guys, let me tell you something. Gosh. There are people out there.
I don't hear that too often. People are knowing about it.
We have a new distributor who bought 6 tickets for, and he was in LifeVantage, and his whole entire upline left him. He just called us and said, hey, I just want you to know I'm going to re-sign up in LifeVantage with you. I was like, great. You know, so let's think about number 4. And guys, this is part of what Brandon and Lynette have been teaching us, that we're always in a hurry and that we should always be in a hurry. Tyler and Marcel talk about this all the time. The goal in the next 30 days is to decrease your failure rate. The number of no's you obtain, to do that, you will need to spend more time going for it. But time is limited and tightly controlled because you're all busy. To increase the amount of time you're going to spend going for no, you'll need to determine what you're going to stop doing to free up some time, like watching television or doing needless things. Just cut them out. Video games, games on your phone, whatever that may be. So like gold mining, the goal here is to remove as much dirt, the no's, as you can, as fast as you can, to find the goal. The goal, yes. The yeses. Okay? Guys starting to figure this out? Okay? Step 5. Set goals each week to keep increasing no's throughout your challenge. Okay? 10 presentations, 15 presentations, however that means. Okay? Then after the first week, simply use the number of no's you obtained as a baseline number for which you can set your goals for the second week. and so on until the end of the challenge. The temptation of the course will be to ask yourself, is this working? Don't wait until the end of the challenge to consider the results. If you've ever read this book and you see the people that actually do it, wait till you see the results they get, okay? I'll just tell you, the Pro 3 pace setter and Pro 5 hustle will happen to a lot of you in a condensed period of time. Some of you who have struggled and really haven't done anything, guys, there's a lady in Georgia who's never done network marketing, lives on the outskirts of Atlanta, and an hour and a half away from Atlanta, who made Pro 7 in 6 months, just doing this. Okay, so it says, get started. Start going for no for the next 30 days. Expose it to as many people as you possibly can. The first, I like this. When you think about it, each of us has 2 lives. Our first life is our physical life, the one that starts at birth and ends when we stop breathing. The second is our emotional life, okay? One that is in many ways just as real and just as important, okay? But there's an irony, but here's the irony. Our built-in desire to protect our physical life gets in the way of our desire to fully live our emotional lives. I totally agree with that, 100%. How? Because to protect ourselves physically, we have a natural tendency to avoid risk. Any risk, but living
rejection
or fear, right? But living a fully developed and fully realized emotional life is all about risk. Just like I relate this to, and actually there's another guy that did a story on this. He related this part of the challenge to Peter getting out of the boat and walking on water, right? Had he never got out of the boat, he would just sat in there and been fearful all the time. And then he began to realize he was walking on water and he got fearful. Had he just kept walking, he would have continued to keep walking, right? So it says we're not necessarily talking about climbing a mountain or jumping over a bus of motorcycles. We're talking about the greatest risks of all: failure, embarrassment, rejection, fear, losing your money, or perhaps even your house, or finding out that your great idea isn't that great after all, right? I love that. So step number 7, compare the success you've achieved to your typical results. Once the month has come and gone, take a few minutes to look at the results you've achieved and compare them to your typical performance. Like Dr. John and I talked about, we're going to do this for the next 30 days. We're going to have a Wednesday night meeting every other Wednesday, and then Tuesday and Thursday every week, we're going to have lunch meetings at his office. Just exact same way that Skip Campbell made Pro 10 was every single day. He made sure that he was exposing this to as many people as he could, right? So, and then I'm going to have you guys tell me your experience. Not only would we love to hear from you, perhaps a little bit more about your experience, we're going to also send a gift, which I'm going to talk about later at the end. This is from them and how they used to do theirs. But I wanted to kind of copy this a little bit, and I placed it in the chat so you guys can take it and print it off. And guys, do it. I'm going to do it. I'm excited to do it. I'm not worried about it anymore. Guys, I got a gold pack tonight. I got a gold pack on Monday, who will all upgrade to a platinum pack. I don't like signing gold packs up, but I'm not going to take 2 millennials away who really want to sign up and have been looking for a network marketing company. Guys, I don't care what maybe your mentor told you or your dad told you or your aunt told you. The 2 top nutrition companies in the world, Metagenics and Zymogen, sold to network marketing companies. Okay? Mike, you're cheering for Michigan against Ohio State. No, I'm not. So, but guys, if you guys do this, I'm not going to tell you guys what the results were in some of the groups, but you're going to grow. You're going to, the more, Chris just got his first no. You're hilarious. Chris is always thinking ahead. But so let me just, if you want to ask a question or you want to make a comment of anything that's been shared tonight, from the groups to the Axio to this Go for No challenge, just I'm gonna give you guys about 5 to 10 minutes. and you guys can ask questions, make a comment, talk about something that maybe we've talked about that you're using that's been beneficial to get you kind of maybe over the hump. Does anybody want to unmute themselves, make a comment, ask a question? I like to have these interactive, so don't be
Hey, Mike,
it's
Chris. It's Chris. Hey, I just want to let everybody know too. You don't have to be friends with the person on Facebook to get them in the Messenger group. You can add them on Messenger without being friends with them. So just let them know you're going to add them to a group, and they'll get added into the group, so they'll see the message and respond if you're not friends on Facebook. So just keep that in mind. That's
a good point. Lisa just read your chat message when she came back in the room. he did that on purpose.
Must we clarify what the no is about?
So anybody else? There's a lot of you guys on here. Anybody else have a comment or something you want to comment on or talk about or ask a question about? Anybody? Don't be shy, guys. You must have took in all that and got it all figured out, right? If you don't, it's okay.
Michael.
Mary.
Hey. This probably sounds like a dumb question, but what exactly are you saying to get no? What is the no you're looking for?
The no is you exposing it exactly how you're supposed to expose it. And the more no's that you get, that means the more that you're going and finding the yes.
Okay.
Doing a business presentation or an opportunity presentation in and of itself.
Or following up. Chris followed up with 2 guys that told him no. And even though they told him no about the opportunity, now they've kind of said maybe about the product. Okay? So you guys get where a no leads to a yes? Okay? They still told him no. No, I'm still not ready for that. But, tell me a little bit more about the product, right? So that's where you get that process to know a little bit more about the product. So if you haven't read the book, grab the book. You can download it on Amazon. You can get the PDF off of the internet and just read the book. It's really cool. It's a great book. If you haven't read it, it's one of my favorites.
I haven't.
That you have not?
Have not.
Okay. I think you'd enjoy it. It's a very short read. It's a little paperback book.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Glad to have you.
Michael.
Dr. Steven, getting ready to say something. I saw him unmute. Go ahead, brother.
I missed the first 15 minutes. You probably don't want to rehash it.
We went over this. You can I recorded it so you can watch. We went over the Axio samples and how we've got this great looking, beautiful Vanna White looking tool to use. So I recorded it, so I'll send it to you once we download it.
That'd be great. I appreciate it.
Got it. Anybody else? Tracy Shudo just unmuted.
Of course, I can't not say anything. I didn't make conventions. So yes, you can laugh, Lisa. You look wonderful, by the way. I didn't make convention. I'm sorry. But guess what? I signed up a distributor not on the street, but we met on the street because we were going to get perishables because a hurricane was going to hit Mazatlan. That didn't, thank God. But I handed her a card, and she's my first platinum pack distributor. So
and you got a couple customers too, right?
And I've signed up 2 customers, and every single one, I brought samples, and I brought English stuff, and I brought Spanish stuff. And I can't understand the Spanish stuff, but it's helped me, and Michael has forwarded YouTube links to me to be able to share. I'm very excited, and there is no stop in this train now. I do leave Mazatlan in 8 days for 8 weeks, but I'm going to see a whole bunch of people when I'm back in Canada. So what I was going to say about the Axio, I've wanted an Axio sample exactly like that. But unfortunately, in Canada, we only get 1 flavor. But that's not going to stop me from ordering those because I want to be able to give people the choice.
Well, and you can't. Oh, that's right. You can't get any of the caffeinated ones, even on the site. Even on
we can get it on the NRF1 site, but it's just so when I say it's not available, it's not available.
It's like $80 or something, right? For
it's 69 or something. But I still give Axio. I mean, I keep Axio in my purse at all times, all the time.
Perfect.
And I look at people and I say, "Are you tired? You look tired." And they go, "Yeah." And I go, "Try one of these." And then I give them my business card and I say, "Try this," and then phone me. So anyway.
There you go. Awesome. Anybody else? Real quick. Got a couple minutes left.
I'm looking forward to building depth.
Good.
Paulette going, and we got
Yeah.
our plan tonight. So I'm really excited.
Good. We're excited too.
I'm so excited for you, Linda. You have no idea,
yeah.
actually.
It's gonna be. It'll be.
Even talking to you last week and stuff. It's like I see where I think your brain and your whole mindset literally has shifted now.
Yep.
And I'm so excited, and I can't wait to continue to watch you grow and be a part of it, and just you're gonna fly. And
guys, what's really good about that is that we know that there's a lot of events that you can go to. We know certain things come up that you can't go to, but there's other things that you can go to. Like right now, you guys should be getting ready for Life Vantage Academy. I have people driving 5 and 6 hours to Twin Falls, Idaho, because I'm teaching, and so I'm super excited about that. And I'm gonna go there and crush it. I'm gonna teach these guys how to take their energy that they got started in there. And guys, you know what? I bought a 6-pack of tickets to Building Depth, and right there's 3 people that I'm going to give tickets to, right? So I got 3 more to go.
No, you don't. You got 2 more to go. You need one yourself.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Nice try.
No,
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Only have 2 left. So and Dr. Jen's going too. So so all right, guys. Anybody else, real quick? Anybody? A comment or a question about anything that we've went over tonight? I'm super excited to be doing business with all you guys. I just see names and numbers on here that I just really love these people. And look, if you really go after this pace setter program this month, and then I know there's going to be people that are going to make Pro 5 in 90 days from the start, and it's capable of doing it. You may not think it can do it because you haven't been able to do it before, and it's just been tough. But there's people on here that I know that can do this, and I only say that because I believe in you, Wendy Hill. You know, Wendy's name just popped up, and I
saw Michael Fleiner.
Yeah, I saw Michael Fleiner on there, and Mike Weingarten. And there's just Michael Fleiner got officially made Pro 2 last month, and he's another one we talked today. And he's like, Mike, I got to get a challenge starts tomorrow, guys. First thing tomorrow morning. So I told Michael, he's like, Michael, I've got to start getting people on 3-way play because he's influential and he's very successful. He's in the food industry. He just signed up a very prominent chef today on the products. Now we're going to get them. We're going to start going back and resharing the business with everybody. So guys, let's make an effort to make some sacrifices to make some of these events, okay? And watch. I'm just saying, you guys see the difference in Lisa that Building Depth made. I'm super excited to be able to take some of you guys and let you see what's happening. And I believe that. Oh, okay. So Lisa. So I will stop the recording. Let me stop the recording here.